Hi, this is Steve Good with the Scroll Saw Workshop. I want to do a demonstration tonight of another little mini program that I've created for designing oval-shaped keychain patterns. I did a post a few days ago where I put out a pattern book that would allow you to cut specific patterns for keychains, these little oval keychains like you see here on the screen. And the way they worked was you'd have two pieces of 1/8 inch wood and you would laminate them together after you'd cut out the pattern. And then in this case I showed a technique of how to fill in the cutout with some inlace material to give it a nice inlay effect. At the time that I put the program book out, I had mentioned that I was working on a program that would allow you to create your own custom keychains with names or words in it, like this one right here with the name of my wife on it. So I've been working on it for the last week or so, and I think I have a pretty good start to it, so I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration of it here tonight. After you download and install the application and run it, this is what you will see. And just going to give you the features of how it works and show you what the different parts of the screen are. Of course, up here at the top of the screen is the pattern we'll be working on, and you can see that we'll be able to put our name here in the middle and change some properties of the word and the size of the keychain. As it starts, if you printed this pattern right now, you would have a keychain that's about 3 1/4 inches long. And there's a scale down here to give you an indication of how big this is going to print out. And if you can see, the largest one we can make is 5 inches long, and the shortest one would be 1 3/4 inch long, which you could use for initials or just one or two letters. Okay, now once we get down below that, this text box is where we'll type in our name. And as you type that in, you'll see that the name appears inside the keychain. Below that we have 4 slider bars that control different properties of the text and the oval. The top slider is the actual length or size of the keychain we're going to make. And there's the maximum size we can make, which is 5 inches. And if we go down all the way to the left, that's the minimum size, which is 1 3/4 inches. So we want to size it to about the size that we want, and I'll say we'll put it about 3 1/4 inches right there. So now we have our text on the screen. The next slider down lets you actually size the text. So we could make this text a little bigger, and you can see now we're starting to run in over here to where our hole will be drilled for the keychain. So the next slider down is the text positioning. So we can move that and move that text back over. Now as we move it over, you can see we're getting too close to the edge, so we could come back up here to the text size and either make it smaller, or we could come up here to the oval width and make the keychain a little bigger. So let's say that's pretty close to where we want it right now. The very last slider down here actually controls the kerning, and it just gives you an ability to adjust the space between the letters, and this is just a matter of taste on how you would like it to look. So it's that simple. If you look over here on this section right here, the 737 points is how wide this keychain is going to be, and 50 points equals about 1/4 inch. So it can give you a pretty good idea of the size of your keychain right here. And if you want to make several keychains all the same size, you can remember this number and go back and just size them exactly the same each time. Okay, down here at the bottom of the screen, here is a link that will take you to the Scroll Saw Workshop blog. There's a link to 3 videos where I show the technique of how to do the turquoise inlay with a product called Inlace. And the program is released as donationware. And if you click on this bottom link in the right hand corner, it will take you to a web page where you can donate to the support of this program, and I request a $5 donation. Not necessary, but appreciated. And that's basically all there is to it. You've got these buttons up here. Of course, if you select this button, it will print the pattern, and what it will do, it will actually print 2 of these ovals. It'll print one that looks exactly like what's on the screen, and it'll print the back side, which is just a blank that's an equal size. Because if you notice on the keychains, there are 2 pieces. There's a bottom piece and a top piece, and they're glued together, and then you can either put in the inlay or just leave it blank however you want it. The second button will allow you to save the pattern, and it will save two different files. Again, it will save the front pattern just like you see it on the screen. It'll save a second pattern named the same thing with the word back appended to it, and it will be just the size of the oval, so you'll have a pattern to cut out the back. Of course, we have our about screen, which will give you a little information about the program, and the close button. So another program for you to play with. It's just a mini application, but the other programs that I put out have been pretty popular, so I thought you all might like to try this one also. Okay, enjoy the program. I'm Steve Good, and I'll talk to you next time here at the Scroll Saw Workshop.